straight up, I tell you, I just really want to cut.
Hello, YouTube. This is Don't You Remember. For today, I would like to talk about celebrities and their sex tapes. Don't you remember when celebrities used to be like so low-key with their bullshit? Like with relationships and everything, like nobody would ever talk about who they were dating. Like, I mean, look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. They waited, like 4 or 5 years before they got married. Like, it was like, hold up, out of nowhere. Like, oh, so now they confirming that they're together by getting married? Whatever. But what I really want to talk about is this whole sex tape shit with J. Cole and Rihanna. Come on. Like, for real. J. Cole and Rihanna. First of all, Rihanna be spreading her legs for like almost every famous nigga out there. She on some other type shit. She has ruined so many niggas' lives by spreading them legs. Like, them legs is dangerous. Super dangerous. Chris Brown fucked up by getting into them cheeks. Who else fucked up? Matt Kemp, because they were talking about he got an STD from her. I don't know how true that is, but if he did, damn. She supposedly was dating Shia LaBeouf, or they went on a date. Who else? Colin Farrell, who also has a sex tape. I'm gonna get into that later. And now it gets to my man J. Cole, and I'm like, what? J. Cole, I'm not even surprised that he smashed. Drake smashed, like, whatever, they smashed. It's whatever, it's what's good. Like, and even, I'm not even hating on Rihanna. She can smash whoever she wants to. Like, I'm not gonna call her a hoe just because she going around there spreading her thighs to like almost every famous nigga. Most niggas and almost everybody else is gonna be like, well, then she is a hoe. What you talking about? But she not a hoe to me, not at all. Like, do your thing, ma. Niggas can go around and fuck every female that they want to, but females can't. I'm not with that. Not saying I will go around and fuck every Tom, Dick, and Harry that try to come at me, but if I wanted some, like, why can't I go get some? But that's neither here or there. She on Media Takeout, and sometimes they stuff be crazy, but this is coming from Hustler too, the Hustler magazine. In case you don't know, it's something like Playboy or whatever, and they got all types of people in there, and it's like sexy lingerie, like I said, Playboy type stuff. So if it's coming from Hustler, I don't think they lying, because usually like a famous magazine like that, they ain't gonna be lying about it. They don't have a reputation with lying, like Inquirer or some other little rinky-dink newspaper magazine thing like that. So J. Cole smashes or whatever. So I guess he was recording with his phone, which is kind of stupid to me, but I'm like, whatever, you want to record with your phone, whatever. Recording anything in general, thinking it's not going to get out, is dumb, because it always does. But he smashes, he records it with his phone, and I guess his phone gets stolen or whatever. Or maybe he leaked it himself, and then said his phone was lost and got a new one. But either way, it was recorded and it got out. So Jay-Z officially dropped my man J. Cole from the label because of this. I'm like, how many times do people gotta go through this? Like, for real. People don't learn. Like, Kim Kardashian is known for going around being a hoe. And the only reason why she really famous like that, even if it wasn't for that show, nobody would really pay attention to her like that if it wasn't for the sex tape with Ray J. And then she dated Reggie Bush. She's like a known groupie. She just do it with a little more class to it, and she know how to dress and shit. And then Pamela Anderson is another one with a sex tape. Like I said, Colin Farrell. I think it's a lot different when it's males with sex tapes and females with sex tapes. Because when Colin Farrell had his sex tape, he was the real famous one, and out of the two that was fucking in that tape, he was the famous one, not the girl. She do modeling or whatever, but she's not as big as Colin Farrell. So when he did his sex tape, it's from a male point of view, so people was like, oh, well, whatever, it's just Colin Farrell. He not really gonna get a bad rep for that. But when you see a famous female having a sex tape, it makes them look like a straight whore. And then every nigga in Hollywood wants to jump on that. Like, look at Paris on One Night in Paris. Like, her boyfriend wasn't famous before that. Like, Who cared about this nigga except for her little white friends out in Beverly Hills? Fuck him and fuck her. I'm like, Kim Kardashian to me is just the new Paris Hilton. That's how she jumped up to me. Because she got a famous father, just like Paris Hilton. Her grandfather owns the Hilton hotels and all that bullshit. And then Kim Kardashian's father was the one who got OJ off and shit. But I wouldn't have known who Kim Kardashian was if she did not have sex with Ray J. And even then, Ray J wasn't even that famous then. It was just because he's singing, he was smashing some Armenian chick or whatever her ethnicity is. Colin Farrell, when he smashed that girl, it was nothing. And now Rihanna, I'm not even surprised this bitch got a fucking sex tape for real. I'm not at all. I'm not saying she's a bitch, bitch or whatever. I just call her a bitch because I call most females bitches anyway, and I'm a female. I don't care. It's whatever. But I'm like, you got my man J. Cole in trouble over this sex tape. You want to act like you ain't noticed this nigga was recording with a cell phone. I'm like, who sits there and don't notice a nigga smashing with a cell phone in their hand? Like, ooh. Like, be honest. Be for real. I don't care how dark it was in the room. You gonna see the light from the phone anyway. Crazy shit like this. Especially if his iPhone 4 with the FaceTime, he could be like, yeah, girl, and then look back and yeah. But I'm like, and then she was like, she want to deny that it's not real. Come on, bitch. We know it's real. We know that sex tape is real. Let it go. You opened your legs for my man J. Cole, and then you not even gonna say nothing to speak up on behalf of the nigga. Cause we all know Jay-Z been smashing you too. Like, that's just how things go. And Beyonce can't say nothing or shit get smacked the hell out of. For real though. You seen that shit with Jay-Z? I hope most of you have. Where Jay-Z smacked the shit out that bitch some years ago. And they tried to play it off and say that them two was cool and that they was just playing. But if you see this nigga's face, he like really mushed her like back, bitch. Like, nobody plays around like that. Niggas is lying. Jay-Z fucks Rihanna. He said he's so protective over her, like that's his bitch. Like, she's supposed to be Beyonce. That's why you don't see Beyonce doing too many roles where she be all up on some dude. She had the one little movie Obsession with Idris Elba, but even then they weren't doing too much. It's not like they were really smashing. She can't get nude in none of her movies. None of that. All I got to say to all this bullshit is that Rihanna, shame on your motherfucking self. Like I said, don't you remember when celebrities used to have a little bit of dignity and kept their shit under wraps? Like, that's how you get your shit out there from recording. But that's all I gotta say. I'm out of here. Subscribe.